Okay. What I would like to do is ask some questions about the Torch Award and, your being nominated and winning them. And, you've won multiple ones?
Yeah, two of them, I think.
Okay. And then also, since that ties in with ethics, I'd also like to get some comments about what you feel the role of ethics is, not only here at Sears in general, and in dealing with customers and vendors,
Okay.
but also the role of ethics, let's say, in business overall. It's that idea of how does ethics come into play in the bigger picture, as well as this focus on that.
Okay.
So if you could introduce yourselves and what your titles are and how long you've been here at Sears.
Okay. Vicki Schutze. I've been with Sears just now 10 years. I manage the executive customer relations and special handling teams for Sears Holdings.
And my name is Shirley Bicknell, and I've been with Sears 32 years. I manage the regulatory complaint process, and I am the regulatory complaint manager for Sears.
Okay. What Torch Awards did you win? In what years did you win them?
We won the award last year, and then 2 years prior to that. So we've won two. It seems like every other year.
10 and then it was 2008, right?
It would be
Or-
2008, or no, 2009 and 2011.
Okay.
Then, why did you enter the Torch Award competition? You were nominated. Why did you take the time to enter these?
Well, I had originally read the comments from the customer who nominated us, and at that point in time, we felt compelled that we should go for the award. We are a company with high ethical standards, and we felt that it is something that we wanted to be able to try.
How did your Sears interest in ethics coincide with the Torch Award, the criteria, that sort of thing?
It's simply stated even within the Sears vision is that we are absolutely committed to providing quality service and solutions to our customers and doing so in a way that builds trust and lifelong relationships with those customers. And obviously, you can't do that without strong business ethics and a strong commitment to your customers, employees, and shareholders.
When you were putting together the entry packets, and that, what did you learn from doing that?
We learned so much. First and foremost, we know everything that our company gets involved in with community and within our stores and service areas. But in gathering all the information based on the criteria for the award, we learned so much more about our company. All the different organizations that Sears supports, St. Jude's and, the military network. We support Extreme Home Makeover, which actually assists families. So we do quite a bit, and I think that's what we've learned is what we actually do, not only for our customers in our stores or in our service areas, but also what we do for the community itself. And it was an eye-opener to see the amount that we do.
Was this the first time you really pulled all of that together?
Yes, was the very first Torch Award. And the criteria called for information about the background of our company, what are we doing within the community? And that's when we hit that piece of criteria, we learned everything that we are doing for the community. And that was a real eye-opener because you hear all the little things that are being done. But when you gather all this information together and you say, wow, we actually do quite a bit.
Right. I think our submission is in a 3.5-inch binder. And it was good. It was a good celebration to see all of that come together in one place. at one time. And I know even before we won, we all felt very, very good about what we had submitted.
Right.
In putting that together, how has the torch award benefited your business from not only, let's say, the customer perspective, but how do you use it with customers, with employees, and then with vendors? How is that integrated in your process?
I think for us, Sears is extremely unique. We really don't have peers per se when it comes to the whole picture of Sears Holdings. There are appliance sellers, there are clothing sellers, but there's no one else who does what we do and services what they provide their customers. So oftentimes, I know from where we are and the work that we do, we're asked, well, how does that compare to the industry? Well, it's somewhat difficult at times to compare that because we don't have that exact peer,
Right.
but being able to explain to people, we are a Torch Award winner, a multiple Torch Award winner, and what that means, that we have, 100% settled within our cases. We get back to our customers immediately with those concerns, and we very fairly address them in a way that is fair to the customer and our shareholders and our employees. So certainly having the Torch Award and the BBB put us, at least in that one area, on a level playing field has been extremely beneficial.
Do you promote the Torch Award specifically anyway with these different audiences that I mentioned, the employees, the customers, and the vendors?
We do. I think
Right.
for me, most specifically in dealing with our most senior level executives here at Sears, as we are onboarding them, it is now a part of that conversation and how we deal with customer recovery. And we promote that in that way.
What do you mean by customer recovery?
Customer recovery. So everyone in business wants to satisfy the customer right the first time and not have issues. That being said, it's the real world, and we know that that doesn't happen. But what we pride ourselves in is when those hiccups do happen, whether it be a product, service, or solution, that we can very quickly get them to the appropriate resources to get that turned around. And I think our winning the Torch Award, 2 out of the last 3 years.
Correct.
Is a very strong illustration of how seriously we take that.
Sears also in Hoffman Estates handles all Better Business Bureau complaints throughout the country. They all filter into the Chicago office, and so our volume is a lot higher than, say, a lot of other businesses that are accredited members of the BBB, because we are spread out throughout the country. We have not only retail, but we have services, we have home services or repair, we have home improvement, licensed businesses. There are so many different businesses and entities, including Kmart, that are involved. So everything comes in here into the Chicago area, and then we handle these. So our volume is a lot higher than many other companies, but we're at 100% settled, which tells me we're doing a great job if we're settled.
How many, I don't know if it's the right term, stores or facilities do you have out there that, the public interacts with?
I believe isn't there over 1,600 stores? And service centers, I'm not sure of how many service centers.
Yeah.
But there's over 1,600 stores, retail stores, and that's Sears, and then we have Kmart as well. And there has to be at least 65 different service centers throughout the country. That's service products.
Okay. Have you ever counted the number of customers that in a year Sears touches?
We do.
Yeah. How
We do,
many is that?
transactions. You know what, I actually have that report on my desk, but transactions, because that is, phone calls,
Letters.
emails.
Emails.
Purchases. I mean, our customer care network speaks to 2 million customers a month.
Okay.
And now that, when we say customer care, that's pretty much everything essentially outside of, in a store. So, but they call, they want to have it delivered, they want to have it repaired, they want to add a warranty to the product. They want to find it online so that they
Right.
can ship it to their mom.
So that's 24 million a year just in phone contact.
Correct.
Right.
So you're up
I do have
into the
transactions per
You-
month, the transactions per month, and that's 7 to 8 million. But I can confirm that for you.
Okay. Ethics, in general, what kind of a role does it play at Sears?
You're talking to two people who feel pretty strongly about that.
Yes.
And you can buy anything, anywhere, from anyone, essentially. And I think Sears takes this very seriously, and you can see that we're the only ones that do what we do. We sell it, we service it, we stand behind it. And as I said previously, you can buy anything from anyone, anywhere. But what makes people come back, what makes people search us out, is the way we stand behind our products, our business ethics. And if we do, as I said earlier, every once in a while it's not going to go right, but how we stand behind that and how we're committed to making it right.
Absolutely. Everybody does make mistakes. Anytime you have the human element in a store, there's, reason for a mistake. But it's how you're going to address it after that mistake is made. So if that customer has an issue with something that it's happened in a store, it's addressed immediately. And a resolution is always made.
I think with ethics, you never know what someone's ethics are when everything is great. When the sun is shining and when everything is running like clockwork, ethics don't come into play quite as much. It's when you have those bumps in the road, how you recover,
Right.
and how you show what you're made of that truly says
Right.
what a company, what a service provider, what a team is all about.
Absolutely.
I think every company wants to feel or wants to try and hire the best people in that. But after that initial hiring and the quizzing and all that, how do you focus on that ethical foundation or ethical structure with employees? Do you have ethics training? Do you have?
Yes, we do.
What type of?
We do have
program?
ethics training, and as a matter of fact, that was something else that we learned, the amount of ethics training that we do at Sears with our associates. It's all handled out of our human resources, and all of our associates have to sign off on a statement, an ethics statement that says you are going to be ethical with the customer. You're going to provide the best service. So you sign off on it. We do have an ethics committee at Sears to even address associates. If an associate has an issue, say, with something, our associate can go to the ethics committee and they can discuss their concern, and that concern is always investigated and addressed. So we do take ethics very seriously, not only with our associates, but also, in working with our customers.
You deal with a lot of different vendors on that, Sears does. What would be, in dealing with them and the business community in general, what have you seen to be the biggest need for ethics? Or where would you want businesses to focus their concern about ethics? Where do you think that focus should be on?
The majority of the companies or the vendors that we deal with, prior to even getting into a contract with them, they're provided with Sears our information, and this is what we expect of our vendor as far as producing or providing a quality product. That's the sale price is accurate. We do all of this, and they have to sign off. I mean, they actually do sign a contract. They have to abide by the same policies that Sears does, and it's pretty well enforced with our vendors. So if they can't be associated with the same type of morals that we have as a company, there wouldn't be an association.
Apart from the vendors and just other businesses that you folks have seen, talking around the water cooler or
Right.
whatever, what are, the ethical problems of business today?
I think it's probably the biggest thing that's always been out there is, I think sometimes people are so focused on the sale that they don't spend enough time and effort in kind of what goes behind that. So I think probably anyone in business, your biggest concern and what would keep me from going back anywhere, whether it be a restaurant, service provider, or a provider of products, is, again, how do they recover? So I've purchased my goods, my services from you, but again, when there is some sort of an imperfection, how do you handle that? I don't think most places put the time and effort into that, that Sears likes to pride ourselves on.
Okay. As I mentioned, this is primarily for the Torch Award video and integrating into that, but also we're looking at updating the Ethics for Business Success training program that the BBB has been producing for a couple of years now. And what would you like to see, just as business people, what would you like to see in a ethics training program like that?
Good question.
And anything from your experiences, personal experiences as well as Sears experiences, what would, if BBB was producing a 1-hour ethics training program, what should it, highlight,
I would like to understand the customer in general, their definition of ethics. And I know that sounds kind of off because, ethics is one of those things, you have them or you don't. But what it truly means, looks like, and feels like to the customer. Meaning, have their expectations changed over time as well? We know way back to when Sears got started, you went to Sears to buy a watch. You didn't have other choices. But nowadays, between here and home, I pass 60 places, and not to mention I can pick up my BlackBerry and order one while I'm sitting at the stoplight. So I definitely think there's probably been some change, and I would like to understand, how customers, especially those that value the BBB insignia, how they define it and how they say they feel it and they know when a company has it or not.
You mentioned, customers and their responses. How, is ethics the same as customer service? Or are they interchangeable?
No, I don't necessarily think that they're interchangeable, but I think they impact each other. You don't keep customers if you don't have ethics. Right. You may get them once, but that's not what we're about. That's not our vision. We want to bring someone in and have them for a lifetime. And so certainly from that standpoint, it affects us from customer service, because not only do we want to sell you a stove, but we want to be the one that when you decide that you're going to tune it up so you can pass it down to your son and his newlywed wife, that you can do that.
Okay. Very, very good. I appreciate it. Is there anything else that you would like to make a statement about or comment about concerning?
Does he know who he's talking to?
We could go in for hours.
Concerning ethics, or the Better Business Bureau and its role in fostering ethical business behavior, that sort of thing that I haven't touched on.
Now, I've always looked at Sears and the Better Business Bureau, our ethical practices is synonymous.
Yeah.
It's basically what the BBB is looking at to promote to other businesses throughout the country, we have it. And because we have it, it's a wonderful partnership, because it is highly regarded by this company, and we take our roles at Sears very seriously. So I just think it's a good fit. It's a good fit to be with the BBB.
Good. And anything else you'd like to say
No?
I don't think so.
before you get off camera?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Can't wait till I get that time.